Here at Indie Wrestling Q&A for the first time, I'm interviewing a ref, Mikey D. How long have you been in the wrestling business?
2 years right now, and then I was in for 6 years before.
Someone has really
That was
loud
one of my biggest fans. No, I was in for 6 years before, 96 to 02, got out of it, took care of some personal stuff, and got back into it back in 12, and I'm just going to keep doing it until I can't do it anymore. Love what I do.
Where did you get your training to be a referee?
Initially it was a place called Brainbusters, MEWF school, long time ago, run by Lucifer, Joe Thunder, those guys, and then more recently, the Pain Factory in Dundalk, EWA's wrestling school. So that's where I first got my training, and then along the way I learned from a lot of people.
So what has been some of your favorite matches that you refed?
Wow. Refereed a lot of matches with the Hellcats, Jimmy Stars and Sexy Steve. Those have been very fun. Got to referee such legends as Gold Dust and Jerry the King Lawler. Those were pretty good. Jake the Snake Roberts. Had a lot of fun doing those. And I love the matches that just come down to the very last second. 1, 2, kick out, 1, 2, kick out. Those that just keep going. Those are my favorite matches, and there's been a lot.
So what do you like to do outside your wrestling career?
I like to honk my horn at people when they are in the way. No.
That's what everybody does in Baltimore.
That is true in Baltimore. Well, I do enjoy playing cards. I do enjoy music and movies, you know, the basic stuff, and hanging out with family and friends, working for a living. But, you know, most of my passion revolves right around this business, and a lot of my hobbies revolve around this business too. So, I pretty much will do anything out there, almost anything. Let me clarify that.
So who's some of your favorite pro wrestlers?
Of all time, the Ultimate Warrior, God rest his soul. He went through a lot of things, but he was my favorite, one of my favorites growing up. I've always enjoyed watching the underdog come up and win, the Rey Mysterios and the Eddie Guerreros and
Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan. I always enjoyed the Daniel Bryan, and very happy for him, you know, to get where he has gotten. Unfortunately, he's now out with an injury, but hopefully he'll come back strong. But I love seeing the new guys come up and develop, and I love seeing the older generation, I should say, the more seasoned generation, push those newer guys so the business can keep developing. So those are mine.
What would be your dream match to ref?
Oh, wow. That would be interesting. I would love to get into the ring now, right now. I would... You know, honestly, I'd love to referee with John Cena, because John Cena just seems like a you know, class act. He's there for the business, he loves the business, and if you want to put him against an opponent, The Undertaker, because of just his longevity in the business. I'd love to just share a ring with him, and just to see the two of those, I've wanted to see that match forever. I know it's happened a couple of times here and there on off chances, but I would love to see that match one time in its entirety. If I was in the ring refereeing it, I would call it right down the middle. That would be fun.
So what's the federation that you ref for currently?
Currently, EWA in Maryland, SWO is one in Pennsylvania. Just tonight, Rage Pro had their first show, got to do a chance with them, that was great. ACW in Baltimore, that's one I do for, and AWL has run a couple shows in Baltimore. The National Wrestling League has gone around, so actively EWA, ACW, and SWO, more so than anybody else.
Do they all keep you busy?
Absolutely. Everybody's running at least one show a month, and sometimes two, so
And
at least once a weekend, sometimes twice. I worked last night, I worked tonight. I could work tomorrow, but I'm going to take tomorrow off.
And the practice sessions at EWA?
Practice sessions at EWA. If they don't run a show, they like to run a practice session so they can show that not only do we keep our guys moving and keep our guys rolling, but it is something that anybody can get in there if you really want to do it. You can be a wrestler, you can be a manager, you can be a referee.
And then you get to be the announcer, ref, and
I get to be a ring announcer. I get to be a referee. I get to be a commentator. Depends on where I go and what they need. I enjoy every single bit of it.
So what have you learned? What have you learned from the locker room as being a referee?
I've learned to listen more often than anything else. I've learned to just take it all in. You know, in the ring, you get taught to listen, and in the locker room, you just soak it in like a sponge. I got to meet Tommy Dreamer tonight for a second or third time, and I just told him, as I introduced myself to him, I'm a sponge, I learn, I take it all in, so please, anything constructively. So in every locker room is different, every promotion is different. However, just learning the ways of the business, learning the ways of the boys and the girls that work in this business, that is invaluable. It's just unbelievable. It's
do you like reffing a women's wrestling match or no?
Actually, I had the opportunity to referee. One side was Mickey James, the other side was Angelina Love. Got to do that in MCW. I got a chance to work for MCW a couple of times in the past year, and that was a lot of fun. Mickey James tried to get in the ring when she was not legal, and she charged me, and I got to basically hold on to her for an extended period of time as I pushed her out of the ring. So that was a lot of fun. But yes, that's fun. You know, women, divas, you know, I respect them just as much as I do the boys.
So if they made a movie about Mikey D, what actor could play you and what would the title be?
Wow, that's a good question.
Free hot dogs.
Okay.
The title would be Free Hot Dogs, and Nick Taylor would play me in the movie.
I didn't know you were cutting promo.
That's what I do, man. No,
Free hot dogs.
Sorry, buddy.
it's okay, buddy. It's all right.
Oh, look,
And
it's
that's
Nick.
why.
Oh, there he is. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Skull.
As you
No, I love movies, so you know, if there were be a movie to be played about me, Free Hot Dogs would be probably on the poster somewhere to make people want to come see it. I'd have to call it Charisma. The movie would be called Charisma, and the actor that would play me would be Mike the Miz Mizzen, because apparently he's a very accomplished Hollywood actor. The Marine 4, go see it. It's on local DVD stores now.
I haven't seen it. I haven't heard of it.
I remember when he was on the railroad and he was drunk, and he'll be like, I'm the Miz.
You kind of have like a look of Robin Williams in the face.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, considering what just happened to Robin
I mean,
Williams.
I'm just saying, you kind of do look like Robin Williams when he played like Popeye.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing again. No, I understand what you're saying. I'll take that as a compliment. I do like Robin Williams, and God rest his soul, the choice he made. But he, as an entertainer, just like me, whether it be refereeing, commentating, ring announcing, I like to entertain. So I like to play my role. He liked to play his roles, and I like to. He was very charismatic as well. He had a lot of energy, and he did what he did. And I'm doing what I'm doing, so I'm going to continue on my path. So God rest his soul, but mine is going to continue on.
That's what I'm doing. Here to help promote wrestlers, referees, announcers, whatever. That's why Indie Wrestling Q&A came about.
And that's why I certainly appreciate it, and I'm sure all the boys and girls here and every promotion that I see you at, you know, we all appreciate it. So, Indie Wrestling, that's why I have a job every Friday and Saturday night. So, almost every Friday and Saturday.
And then, where
So,
can we find you?
If you had any advice for somebody, I guess, trying to pursue a referee career, what would you give them?
I would say, you know, seek out your training. My training was local, and my training was convenient, and I definitely got trained by some good people in the business a couple of years ago, and then several years back I got a lot of good training. But you know, definitely don't just pick a name out of the yellow pages. Seek out your training. You know, Nick Taylor, Skull, who works for ACW and Rage Pro Wrestling.
Good friend of mine.
Yeah, he's an excellent trainer. He knows the business very, very well. He came up and gave me a hug, so, you know. You know, and then there's other, as I mentioned, the Hellcats, Jimmy Stars. You know, he's been an excellent teacher of mine in this business. Sean Cannon, who's been in several promotions that I've worked for, has been excellent in this business. So around here, you know, I could definitely give you advice on where to go, but definitely seek it out. Do not just pick a name out of a hat. If you want to be a referee, get your cardio up, because you do a lot of running. You do not stop, and unlike a lot of guys, some guys work more than one match in a night, but referees usually work half the card, if not the whole card, which I've done before.
Gentlemen, y'all want some hot dogs? I'm trying to get rid of them.
Free hot dogs.
Free hot dogs. There
Yes.
we go. Yeah.
Why not? See, and the title,
Sorry, the
free.
condiments is inside. Though. You gotta go to the table if you want it. Go ahead, take
Free hot
all of them.
dogs.
Yes.
Free hot
I'm
dogs.
gonna take one.
Yes. You, anybody want one more?
I'll take the other one.
All right.
Taking the
I need the plate though.
Oh, okay.
I need the plate.
You need the plate, really?
Yes, I'm trying to get rid of all these hot dogs.
Damn.
Man,
Pardon
I
my
took
language.
two.
I'm sorry, Indy, Hugh, and
Y'all want some
Anderson.
hot dogs down there?
So, apparently free hot dogs has come true, and this is the first promotional piece for the movie. So it'll be coming out sometime in the near future. We'll promote that. But as for referees, yeah, get your cardio up. It's a lot of running, and keep an open mind and keep an open ear. Listen.
And keep your mouth shut.
Sometimes. Referees have to fade off into the distance sometimes, but you know.
How about like tonight when the RBE match with no?
What happened? What are we talking about? Oh, I had to come in and basically tell the referee, hey, you know what? I saw a low blow on the outside of the ring, and hey, you know, you should do something about that to the other referee. And the other referee was very stern with me.
That's a good question. What has been the hardest match you've ever reffed?
The hardest match? That is a good question. I'm going to put that out there as... well, there's two probably. One was a Lego death match. Now, some people use thumbtacks. In SWO Wrestling a couple of weeks ago, they used the Legos. And I will tell you, Legos are sharp. Okay? So when I go down for the 3 count, it hurt. Because there was Legos everywhere. So that was difficult, painfully. But when working with some wrestlers who are very set in their ways, sometimes you work with people that do not want to guide you, do not want to, you know, let you listen. They just want to tell you what to do, where to go, whatever the case may be. You know, that can happen. You know, I don't want to name names, I don't want to put anybody under the bus, but, you know, if they're not willing to work with you, you can't really work with them very well, so those matches are a little difficult. You know, so I'm here for hopefully the same reason a lot of these people here, and that's to have a good time. So
where can we find more information about Referee Mikey D?
you can find me at Referee Mikey D on Facebook. You can find me at Michael Dels, that's Michael D-E-L-S-S on Twitter. And you can find me roaming around the official Eastern Wrestling Alliance page. You can find me at Adrenaline Championship Wrestling, Susquehanna Wrestling Organization, and now you can find me at Rage Pro Wrestling.
When's the next show for Rage Pro? Or you don't know?
I don't know when the next show of Rage Pro is going to be yet. Apparently, it's going to be September 27th, unofficial. I hear that from the distance, so keep that in there.
With free hot dogs.
For free hot dogs.
Yes.
Part 2, September 27th. So, but also Rage Pro Wrestling is going to be on MAV TV, and you can find that on Direct TV and other affiliates of Cablevision. So check your local listings for MAV TV, MAV TV. In October, Rage Pro Wrestling, the first show of many, is going to be, and I'm going to be on it. So looking forward to that.
Includes the interview with Referee Mikey D. Once again, check me out on Indie Wrestling Q&A, Facebook, YouTube, Indie Wrestling Fan. Check his stuff out everywhere he goes. Thank you for stopping by.
Not a problem. Thank you.
And check me out for more upcoming videos.
Time to enjoy some free hot dogs.